Good morning, everyone. In today's video, we're just going to review one Navajo word in the AMC television series, Dark Winds. I will show you that looking at just one word will give us some insight into the Navajo language. For those of you unfamiliar with the series, Dark Winds is based on a novel called Listening Woman, written by Tony Hillerman. Among other fictional and non-fictional novels that Tony Hillerman wrote, he also wrote a series of detective novels that featured two Navajo tribal police officers, Joe Leaphorn and Jim Chee. These series are set in the Four Corners area of Arizona, New Mexico, Utah, and Colorado. Although these novels mainly revolved around the Navajo tribe, other neighboring tribes like the Zuni and the Hopi tribes were mentioned as well. I'd say he did his research and he was very knowledgeable about Navajo culture. Although the accuracy of the Navajo language used in the series was questionable, I still highly encourage you to watch this series. I found it very interesting. Now, let's begin.
Yeah, anándááh.
Let's look at the word she uses for go back inside.
Yeah, anándááh.
This word, anándááh, tells us several things. One, it is a command to just one person. When you say anándááh, you're telling one person to go back inside. Ya means under something. Saying anándááh means to go back into something, like into a building. If you're telling two people to go back inside, you say anándááh. If you're telling three or more people to go back inside, you say anándááh. Now this is an okay word, but we're going to talk about a better word to use in a few. Two, the phrasing also means to go back inside. What I mean is, just like when we said how to say turn it off in the how to turn it off video, we said you use the word anándááh, which literally means to screw it back in, but it means to turn it off. The word nana means again. So the na in anándááh means to turn it back off. Anándááh. Anándááh has the na in there, meaning doing it again or go back in. Anándááh. The third thing we can learn from this word is she is talking to somebody who's older or is using a cane to get around. If a person was younger or more mobile, you wouldn't say anándááh. Instead, you would say anándááh. Anándááh literally means run back inside, like go back inside quickly. But you use this term for people who are younger, more mobile, more limber. They don't necessarily have to run back inside, but you're just saying go back inside.
Coral. Coral.
You reserve the term anándááh for somebody who is older, has difficulty walking around, or is probably using a cane. Anándááh is a command to just one person. If you're telling two people to go back inside, you would say che. Or if you were telling three people to go back inside, you would say anándááh. Now this word, anándááh, this is the word that I was saying would be better to use than anándááh if you're telling people to go back inside, like a group of three or more people. For completeness, if you were telling somebody to go back inside and they were in a wheelchair, you would say adil ya'ana'alpas, or wushte adil ya'ana'alpas. This basically means wheel yourself back in, but what you're saying is go back inside. Now, let's look at the scene where the woman who practices witchcraft uses the same word.
Yeah, anándááh.
Now, she could have said Yahanan because she's talking to her daughter who is younger, more mobile, and has no difficulty getting around. But how can she go back inside if she's already inside? Instead, what she could have said is Wanne'e senda. Wanne'e senda. Wanne'e means in there. Senda means you sit. So literally it means go sit in there, but what you're actively saying is stay inside. Wanne'e senda. The woman also could have said T'aro ch'enel wo. T'aro ch'enel wo. And what that means is don't go outside. Now, this woman who practices Navajo witchcraft should be able to use Navajo in the proper context. And I say this as a person who makes mistakes and I blunder my words at times. But the fact that she makes this error makes her character less threatening and less believable to me.
Walking beauty, officer.
Like I said earlier, I just wanted to discuss just one Navajo word from this series. Although a slight error was made in the Navajo dialogue, I think it still became a good teachable moment, and I think errors are always good teachable moments. We should be more free in terms of making errors. That's all I'm going to share with you today. If you have any questions, feel free to leave it in the comments below. And of course, I highly encourage you to ask your parents, your grandparents, or your Navajo language teacher first. All right? Have a nice day. Nijuna go ne do ahya.